We propose and have a plan that makes sure that we increase benefits across the board for the more than 70 million people that are on Social Security. We make sure that nobody can retire into poverty. Imagine in this country that 5 million of our fellow Americans, 5 million, get below poverty level checks after having paid into a system all their lives in the wealthiest nation in the world.
There you have it, you guys. That is Representative John Larson. I'm going to be playing for you the entire clip so you can see it for yourself. Coming out in the last 72 hours, he is saying it is time to increase Social Security across the board for all recipients. That includes retirement, SSI, SSDI, any of the fixed income benefits that go out for Social Security. He is saying it is time to increase it. And if you agree, put yes in the comments. And he is making these statements because that one big, beautiful bill that was coming out from Donald Trump, he is saying, hey, it didn't even include the no tax. Donald Trump wanted to see that in there. Members of Congress, the Republicans, did not get that in the bill. And he is saying we need to wipe that out. We need to do something, but we need to increase the benefits across the board. Now, like I said, I'm going to be playing the entire clip for you so that way you can see it for yourself. It's a very short clip. It's only about 5 minutes long. I'm going to play the whole thing for you so you can hear what it is that he had to say. And he is saying, increase the benefits across the board. It has gone too long. He's going to say how long it's been, and he's saying that this is simply not enough. We need to keep the promises to those that have paid into the system their entire lives. They're depending on these benefits, and it is not there for them. Representative John Larson making this statement in Congress in the last 72 hours. I'm going to play for you the entire clip. Now, let me know your thoughts on this. He's going to have a solution that he's going to recommend that we introduce here in Congress for seniors. But one of the ones that we've heard for quite a while that a lot of people are on board with is, take a look here. Now, this came out back in March. You can see March 3rd, 2025, the new bill that raises Social Security benefits across the board by $2,400 per year. And yes, that is the Social Security Expansion Act. Now, that is not the one that Larson is advocating for in this video. The one that he is advocating for is his own bill that he has introduced, known as the Social Security 2100 Act. Now, this is going to enhance the benefits across the board for all recipients, like he's saying in this video that just came out. He's saying increase the benefits for everybody. We're simply not giving seniors, those on SSI, SSDI, enough pay. They need an across-the-board increase, and it's called the 2100 Act because they want to keep Social Security solvent, so there's no cuts to the program till the year 2100. Keep it solvent for at least till the end of the century. That is what he is calling for. Now, in addition to that, like I said, right now, there's a lot of concerns about what's going on with that one big, beautiful bill regarding Social Security, because we had heard that one of Donald Trump's agenda items was to eliminate tax on Social Security. It was not included in that bill when Republicans presented it. However, Donald Trump is saying he still wants it. He still is advocating for helping those on Social Security. He's saying there'll be no cuts to recipients' checks. There will be cuts to the administration, Social Security Administration. As you know, they've eliminated thousands of jobs already. They're trying to cut fraud, waste, and abuse, make it more efficient for recipients. Donald Trump is saying he still wants to get rid of the tax, the double tax on Social Security. But right now, as it stands, that one big, beautiful bill, the GOP senior bonus is in there for that $4,000 deduction. It is a SOP to Social Security recipients. They're saying, hey, they didn't have it included in there, and that is one of the things they were pushing for. But instead, we're seeing $4,000 Social Security tax break is being proposed, what it could mean for you. And a lot of people are saying they are not happy with this, that they wanted to see the elimination of Social Security tax. Now, in addition to that, we're also hearing that there are going to be big changes. Take a look, coming out today, the new SSA boss, the new commissioner for Social Security, he's got plans for Social Security until the year 2100. There's going to be big changes that are coming on the way. So I'm going to be covering all the details for you, as there is a lot taking place right now with Social Security. And like I said, I've got some video footage to play for you as we're hearing that Representative John Larson in the last 72 hours has come out in Congress and he has said this big, beautiful bill, it's not cutting it. It's not keeping up on the promises. And as you know, Larson's actually a Democrat, and he's saying Republicans who put this bill together, come on, we got to do something for seniors, for those on Social Security. And we will see, because right now, as you know, this bill is going through the process of reconciliation. That means that Republicans, which hold the majority in the House and the Senate, and also they hold the presidency, they are working together for this once-a-year procedure known as reconciliation, where they can bypass the filibuster. They don't need to get 60 votes in the Senate. They only need 51. They've got those votes. So they're unifying right now, coming to an agreement to push through certain agenda items. One of the ones Trump said he wanted to see in there was no tax, and it's not included. So we're trying to see what they're going to do, and Larson is calling them out, saying, hey, don't forget about those on Social Security. And if you agree, put yes in the comments. And also, do me a favor before we dive in. If you haven't done so yet and you appreciate the breaking news updates, keeping you up to speed on everything that's going on, and I know there's a lot, especially with Social Security right now, do me a quick favor. It takes just a second. Hit that like button for me. When you hit that little thumbs up, it helps spread this out further so more people can get the latest updated information. Subscribe to stay up to date. It's totally free. Why not? I'll keep you up to speed on everything so you know exactly what's going on. There is a lot happening with Social Security, and I'm going to keep you up to date on it. We're going to see what does or what does not happen. We're going to see what legislation is presented, what legislation just dies in Congress. Whatever unfolds, I will keep you up to date. And as you guys know, I try to hold myself to the highest level of accountability here on the channel. I cite all of the sources like a book report. They're going to be hyperlinked in the description so you can click them, go read them for yourself. And I'm going to put them on the screen, read right from it so you can see it and know and rest assured that this is the latest. So we're going to be covering all the information, playing the clip for you, but very quickly, something very important that I wanted to mention here for you, and that is that if you or a loved one is on Medicare, this is very important. Just a little while ago, just about 2 weeks ago, the Department of Justice filed a massive fraud complaint against 3 of the largest Medicare brokers in the country. Now, according to the Department of Justice, the DOJ, these brokers have misled seniors claiming to offer unbiased help while secretly steering them into insurance plans that paid the highest kickbacks to the brokers. Not the best plan for the recipients. Not the right plans, just the most profitable ones for them. This is infuriating, but sadly, it's not surprising. And that is why today I'm recommending to you Chapter. You can see the phone number on the screen. Chapter is different. This company was founded because the founders' parents were actually scammed, and they vowed to fix the system for Medicare. They're fully independent, and they are the only national advisors that search every Medicare plan that is available to find the one that actually fits your specific needs. They advocate for you, not the insurance companies. There's no steering. There's no pressure. It's just ethical, honest help at no cost to you. That's right. This is totally free, just to make that clear. So if you call this number, they're going to help you out. And there's no reason not to even see if you've already got the best plan, because it's totally free for them to check this for you. So if you want help with your Medicare, give Chapter a call today. You can see the phone number is 984-375-0879. You'll talk to a real person that is going to help you figure out exactly what plan is right for you. Chapter has saved the average senior $1,000 a year. So if you call in, this is a free resource, potentially could save you $1,000 a year, or they might just verify, hey, you've got the right plan right now, you're good. Either way, there really is no reason not to give them a call. So I'm going to paste this in the comments down below for you. It's also on the screen. Call Chapter today. Again, the number is 984-375-0879. And thank you to Chapter making that available to those that are on Medicare and that want to get the best plan for them or for their loved ones. But with that being said, you guys, let's go ahead and get right to the video footage so you can see it for yourself. This is Representative John Larson in the last 72 hours making the call for increases to Social Security across the board for all recipients. And he's saying we have got to make changes. It has been far too long. So let's go ahead and dive right in so you can see it for yourself.
Mr. Chairman, my amendment does exactly what the majority says that we are here to do. This will definitely help working families across the board and create a national economic development plan that is tried and true. I'm talking about the nation's #1 anti-poverty program for the elderly, and until the child tax credit is made permanent, the #1 anti-poverty program for children. the program that more veterans receive disability from than they do from the VA. I'm talking about Social Security. I commend President Eisenhower, and actually President Nixon was the last president that expanded and enhanced Social Security across the board, because they knew exactly what it would do. But believe it or not, my fellow colleagues, it's been more than 50 years since Congress has enhanced Social Security across the board. All of you have received a card from me, but I have here, if you want me to read them, I will, what every single district receives, how many constituents that you have, what the breakdown is, and something few members of Congress realize or understand, how much money comes into your district monthly, and why during this time in post-COVID and global inflationary period, that this is the best economic development plan that we could have, because every single congressional district in every one of your constituents will benefit from this. We propose and have a plan that makes sure that we increase benefits across the board for the more than 70 million people that are on Social Security. We make sure that nobody can retire into poverty. Imagine in this country that 5 million of our fellow Americans, 5 million, get below poverty level checks after having paid into a system all their lives in the wealthiest nation in the world. We want to make sure that we take care of disabled workers so they don't have, we've actually had people die waiting for disability payments from Social Security. And we also want to make sure that there's no longer a disability cliff, so people who are on disability and try to go back to work are not penalized as well. Mr. Chairman, I said this is an economic development plan, and here's why. Because every single district gets payments to their district. And here in, well, for example, Mr. Chairman, your monthly payments are $310 million that come into your district monthly. That hasn't been changed or altered in over 50 years. And what do people do with that money? They spend that money right back in their district, at the grocery store, at the pharmacy, at the dry cleaner, putting gas into their automobiles, paying their rent, paying their mortgage. That's what this has been all about. That's why this is so vitally important that this committee, the Committee of Cognizance with regard to Social Security, make sure that we enhance this program across the board to help out every one of our constituents. There's no doubt that this will help every single American. That's why I asked Mr. Barthold at the start of this, was there anything in the bill that was before us for people that are making over $400,000 that they would contribute to Social Security? It's fully paid for, including the tax cut that President Trump promised and is reneged on in this proposal. We pay for it. We do so by lifting the cap on people who pay nothing or little into the nation's #1 anti-poverty program for the elderly and for children. I yield back.
There you have it, you guys. That was Representative John Larson. That's that 5-minute clip, and he is saying that it is time for us to enhance the benefits, increase them across the board. He said it's been a long time since anything's been done. And you heard him call out the big, beautiful bill. He said that Donald Trump said that he wanted to eliminate the tax on Social Security benefits for recipients, and he said that Trump has reneged on that. However, it was just not included in that bill. We're going to see Trump is still pushing for that. But there you heard Larson calling it out, saying, hey, what happened to that? What is going on? Now, if you still believe that Social Security is going to be enhanced, it's going to be increased, they're going to fix the program, and that is one of Donald Trump's top priorities, as Social Security has come to the forefront, drop a 47 in the comments. Now, if you're a little bit skeptical, drop a 46 for the previous administration and their approaches, but I know a lot of people are saying, hey, it seems like a whole lot is happening right now with Social Security just in the past couple of months that Donald Trump has been in there. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, but right now we're seeing things moving, and Donald Trump is still saying, I want to eliminate the double tax on Social Security, and there are calls to enhance the program across the board. Now, while you're dropping those 46s or 47s, I'm seeing all those 47s coming in, people saying, yes, we believe that we've got a better thing now with the Trump administration in office, seeing 47s pouring in for support for Donald Trump. While you're dropping those, don't forget to take a second, hit that like button if you haven't done so yet. Helps out the channel a ton. Now, we're going to be seeing if there are any increases or enhancements that are presented, and if they are, how would you like to see a $2,400 a year increase? That's a $200 a month increase, and you'll recall that was actually one of the things that we had heard from Biden when he was running his campaign to become president. He said those receiving disability or retirement, SSI, across the board, everybody should get a $200 per month increase. Now, that was in the Expansion Act, but right now, Larson is pushing for the 2100 Act, and that would increase the benefits. It would also extend the solvency. They are pushing to try to get things enhanced with Social Security. So this is the bill that he is promoting right now. And you can see here it says the act. Now, this actually came out 2023, but now he's pushing for it again in 2025. And actually just 3 days ago, as you saw that clip, he's advocating for this piece of legislation. It says, for 87 years, the federal government has kept the promise to Americans, if they contribute to Social Security with each and every paycheck, that they will be able to retire with dignity. President Biden has called this promise a sacred trust. It is Congress's responsibility to keep that promise and to safeguard Social Security for all Americans. Congress must also ensure the benefits keep up with Americans' expenses today, tomorrow, and forever. That's why, as ranking member of the House Ways and Means Committee for Social Security Subcommittee, Representative Larson has authored the Social Security 2100 Act. And so this would include enhancements, increases, and that is what he is advocating for. Now, we're going to see, like I said, I'm going to keep you up to date on this. And I see the comments still pouring in with those 47s, people saying, yes, Donald Trump, we have got a better thing with him. Underdog is saying, yes, I agree. $2,400 a month for every senior. It's actually $2,400 a year, so $200 a month. But $2,400 a month, wow, that would be a massive increase. Now, we're going to see, and like I said, I'm going to keep you up to date so that way you know exactly what is going on. But right now, we're hearing that they have swapped out what was going to be the elimination of taxes in that one big, beautiful bill for a senior bonus. Now, that specific bonus is the $4,000 deduction for Social Security beneficiaries. You can see this coming out Thursday, May 15th, and I let you know about this as soon as it had come out in detail. Retired Americans receiving Social Security income have faced major policy changes in 2024, from adjustments to the retirement age to changes in how the Social Security Administration handles overpayments. Now, a new proposal could offer a significant tax break on Social Security income, potentially saving retirees thousands in federal income taxes. Now, keep reading to learn more. It says, here's a closer look at the possible Social Security tax break. Now, on May 12th, the House Ways and Means Committee released a nearly 400-page draft legislation focused on transforming U.S. economics. One of the highlights, a big bonus that could benefit millions of seniors. Now, like I said, I reported this to you as soon as it had come out. I'm going to keep you up to speed on everything. And as you're seeing here, there is a lot happening right now with Social Security. We're going to see what makes it across the finish line. But regardless, I'm going to keep you up to date every step of the way on these proposals, what's going on, so you're in the know of what's taking place. And if you appreciate that, do me a quick favor if you haven't done so yet. Hit that like button and subscribe to stay up to date. It's totally free. Now, reading on, it says the proposal entitled Enhanced Deductions for Seniors explains the Social Security benefits that could impact older Americans, reports Newsweek. What it involves, Americans age 65 and older would be eligible for an additional $4,000 deduction on Social Security income during the 2025-2028 tax year. A deduction lowers your taxable income before calculating what tax you owe. Now, let me know your thoughts. I know a lot of people said they were not happy to see this. They wanted to see that tax elimination. Let's go ahead and do this. I'd be curious to see what people think. Put a 1 if you'd like to see increases, like we're hearing from Larson. If you'd like to see an extra $200 a month or maybe $100 a month, some sort of increase across the board, put a 1. If you'd like to see no tax on Social Security, put a 2. Now, we're hearing that would impact roughly about 40% of those that collect Social Security, would not impact everybody. So an across-the-board increase would be for everybody. We're hearing 100%. That's 1. If you'd like to see the tax deductions, that would be 2, or excuse me, the elimination of tax. And number 3, this $4,000 tax deduction, which they're saying will help the majority of recipients, and it'll be those that make the least, all the way up roughly about 90%. They said just about everybody would be impacted except for those highest level earners. If you'd prefer to see that, drop a 3. So 1 for increases across the board, 2 for elimination of tax, or 3 if you'd like to see this $4,000 deduction that has just kind of come out of nowhere. We had heard nothing about this before, and then suddenly it just popped up. Let me know your thoughts. Now, I'm seeing 1s, I'm seeing 2s, I'm seeing 3s. Wow, we have a split room. A lot of different people have different opinions on this. Some people are putting 1 and 2. They're saying, give an increase across the board and get rid of the taxation. Hey, why not? Why not have them all? Have them both. I'm also seeing 3s as well. Get rid of that. Go ahead and go forward with what Donald Trump is proposing in this bill. Now, like I said, we're going to see. I will keep you up to date. But one of the things that we do know is that there are a lot of changes that are taking place right now and are being proposed. This coming out today. You can see the date, May 17th, 2025. Let's go ahead and take a look at this in more detail so you can see it for yourself here. And it says, even though Americans still grapple with the future of Social Security, the newly appointed head of the Social Security Administration has come forward with a bold idea. We're going to keep the program sustainable and strong through the year 2100. Very similar to what we literally just heard in the last 72 hours from John Larson. Keep the program solvent. Do not let it fall apart and become insolvent, because then they're going to be across-the-board cuts to Social Security. However, this plan is about major changes that could impact retirees, workers, and future generations. So a vision of longevity for Social Security through the year 2100. The newly appointed SSA commissioner is taking the stand during this significant period. Previous research shows that trust fund reserves are projected to run out by the mid-2030s. This has left many Americans worried about whether they will be receiving benefits or not. Now, to combat these concerns, the commissioner introduced new solutions, which is aimed at ensuring Social Security benefits well into the future. The plan aims to ensure that the system remains reliable and sustainable for future generations. The goal is to ensure that the money which is paid out is balanced with the money that comes into the trust fund. So here are the key changes that are currently being proposed right now. While the full details are still being debated in Washington, several core ideas are reportedly on the table. These include, number 1, raising the payroll tax cap. Now, we actually heard Representative Larson mention this in the video we just watched. As it stands, only limited wages, about $168,600 in 2024, are subject to Social Security taxes. He has put forward one proposal, which is to increase this cap so that higher income earners could contribute more. This could push more revenue into the trust fund. Number 2, gradually raising the retirement age. Now, we actually just saw this take effect right now this year. Those that were born in the year 1960, they now have to wait 2 more years to get that FRA. The full retirement age is already creeping up to 67 for younger Americans. But this new plan might push it even further, possibly to 68 or even 70 over time. The new idea is that people are living longer and staying healthier later in life. Number 3, tweaking the cost of living adjustment or COLA formula. The other change is altering how the annual Social Security COLAs are calculated. Currently, these are based on the Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners, or CPIW. But the new plan might switch to a formula that more accurately reflects seniors' expenses, like the Consumer Price Index for the elderly, or the CPIE. This would benefit older beneficiaries whose budgets are heavily weighted toward healthcare and housing. So the public reaction right now is a little bit mixed. Unsurprisingly, these proposals are drawing a range of mixed reactions. There are many advocates who are pleased about the efforts to protect the sustainability of the program. However, many others are concerned about raising the retirement age. Political battles ahead. Although the SSA boss has outlined a comprehensive strategy, much of the implementation will depend on Congress. Social Security changes have long been a political hot potato, with both major parties cautious about alienating their voter base. There is much support for aspects like payroll tax cap increases and targeted benefit boosts, and arguments still remain regarding raising the retirement age, and many labor unions state that it is unfairly placing a burden on the populations who are unable to work longer. So what this means for you: there is no need to be concerned if you are currently receiving Social Security benefits. Majority of these changes may only affect younger workers and future retirees, but it is indeed important to stay informed and updated. Younger Americans may need to make changes to their retirement plans by working a few years longer, saving more privately, or considering hybrid retirement plans. Now, the bottom line, the new SSA Commissioner plan is a significant step towards ensuring the sustainability of the program. It is important to note that these changes are being implemented to preserve Social Security for future generations. One thing is for sure: the idea that Social Security needs to change is certain. It is now a matter of when it will change and how it will change. So there you have it, you guys. Big changes are on the way regardless. If they don't do something, there's going to be cuts across the board. Now, hopefully they do something to make major changes to extend the solvency, but we're going to be seeing what those changes are. Things are on the way. There are proposals that are being presented. Congress is calling for enhancements, increases, changes. I will keep you up to date every step of the way. I know there is a lot going on. We have the Social Security Fairness Act that was passed in January by Biden right before he left. Implementation took place immediately by Trump. And we saw people get retroactive back payments of $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, in some cases almost $8,000. Massive checks getting poured into people's accounts that affected about 2.3 million people across the nation. And now those people are getting enhanced payments as well in their monthly checks. And we're seeing what other changes are going to be coming, because there is a lot taking place right now. Now, like I said, I'm going to keep you up to date every step of the way, because there is a lot happening right now. And like I said, Larson is saying, hey, it is time for us to do something, and fast, because, hey, the big beautiful bill didn't have the elimination of tax, and people need to have some sort of benefit, some sort of increase, and he's calling for increases across the board. And again, if you agree with that, drop a yes in the comments and hit that like button. So I'm going to keep you up to speed on all of this. There is a lot taking place right now. So as more comes out, I'll be sure to let you know. And again, for those of you that missed it, right now, if you or somebody you know is on Medicare, the United States has filed a False Claim Act. This came out May 1st against 3 national health care insurance companies, 3 brokers alleging unlawful kickbacks and discrimination against disabled Americans. So if you feel like you've been getting scammed on your Medicare, chances are you might be right. So call Chapter today. Chapter, the founders, actually their parents were scammed from their Medicare, and so they wanted to try to make the system right, try to fix it. So it's totally free. There's no reason for you not to call. They're going to check and see if you've got the best Medicare program available to you right now that fits your needs. The number is 984-375-0879. Give them a call. They can either verify that you got the best plan, or they'll let you know, hey, we can get you a better one. And on average, they save people that call in $1,000. So, hey, that's an extra $1,000 in your pocket. It's totally free to call. There's no reason not to. I highly recommend my friends over at Chapter to get free Medicare help. You'll talk to a person. They'll get you on the right track. So again, thank you to Chapter for making that available to my audience today. But that is the latest, you guys. We're going to see what happens with Social Security, calls to enhance and increase the program across the board. We will see. I will keep you up to date every step of the way. But that is the latest. Thank you so much for joining me. Hit that like button. Literally just need 8 more likes to get 1,000 while we're live. Subscribe to stay up to date. It's totally free. And as always, all of these articles I'm referencing, they're going to be linked in the description below for you. So that way you can click them, go read them for yourself, and you can know and rest assured that this is the latest. But that's it, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Hope you have a blessed weekend, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.